Hey fellas, Greg at Clearwater 124. It's Wednesday evening. I have no idea what time it is. I have here on my bench 3 Carrera cars. The Cheetah, Corvette Grand Sport, and a Porsche 911. I'm going to show you a little chassis comparison. First, I'd like to see if I can date these at all. Oh man. The Cheetah and the Grand Sport are older for sure, but I don't see, can't read a date on here. Get my little happy eyes here, see if it reveals anything. No, that's not telling me anything. I think these are early new millennium, early 2000s. So we'll get something here. '64 Grand Sport under license. There's a couple things that look like a clock. If I could read those, that might give me some information. I can't read them. You can see this is right here is where the magnet went, which was easy removal, much easier than the later ones, right? And here's where the rear magnet was. Way easier, because now, like in this, you got to take the whole rear assembly out to get the magnet out. But that's not really what I want to show you. What I want to show you, see if there's any info on the back of these about year or anything. No, they don't tell you crap. Okay, that's not what I wanted to talk about anyways. These are much earlier Carrera cars than this is, no question. What I want to show you is this. If you're trying to compare these two cars running on the track, they could have the same motor, the same gearing. This is not going to keep up with this. They're both 124 cars. The wheelbase is very similar. What the issue is what people in the slot car world tell me is the triangle. You look at the guide placement. That's way behind. So the triangle, from what I've been told, is from the guide. This triangle from the rear wheels, the center of the rear wheels to the center of the guide. Big difference in these two cars. So for you to get this car to turn the same lap time as that on the same track is going to be pretty much impossible. Simply because of the handling characteristics. And I know this from driving. This car handles a lot better than this one. I prefer to drive this. I have more fun driving this, but it's not going to compete with that. It's probably, well, let me tell you, I can give you a better idea here. Give me a second. One, two, 130. This runs a 122 and slot sync. This runs a 130. That's significant. 1.22 to 1.30. And then the Cheetah, which is at a disadvantage anyways because of the shorter wheelbase, has an even shorter triangle. There's no way that these two cars are going to turn the same lap time as this Porsche, simply because of the handling characteristics. Now let's look at okay, the most modern. That Porsche is at least, well, that came with my set that I bought 5 years ago, and I'm sure that car is way older than that. The newest Carrera 124 car I have is a C8, which is not that old. It's this one. This is the newest model Carrera that I have. Now let's compare that to the Porsche, which is probably more. We know it's more than 5. It's probably closer to 10 years or more. You look at the wheelbase on the C8 is a half an inch, almost longer, and look how much further the guide up the guide is. This is the C8. Okay. Now compare that to these. Pretty remarkable when you think about it. And it would be interesting to know, scale-wise, how realistic the scale is between these four cars. I would bet it's pretty close. I would bet it's pretty close. This is a modern 911. You know, an early 911 was much closer to the size of the C2 Corvettes. The Cheetahs were much smaller. They were more Cobra size. The C8s are a large car. The Corvettes have gotten larger over the years. That's probably a pretty good representation of scale. But there's no way these two cars are going to be able to turn the lap times on the same track that these two do. I don't think that you can manipulate, change the gearing, the motors, the tires. I don't think you can manipulate them enough to make them competitive with these two cars. That's certainly my opinion, but I think that's the reason why. Like these cars are fun to drive, but they can't keep up with them. Anyways, that's just a little update, little observation on my part. If you have any comments on that, or you disagree with me, or I'm a dope, feel free to tell me. But please like and subscribe when you're doing that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.